What's up, everybody? How are we feeling? How we doing? I'm pretty sure you guys aren't feeling too good. The 49ers lost another game, fall to 6-9 on the season, and more importantly, the 49ers were officially eliminated from playoff contention today. Before the loss, they were eliminated after the Commanders beat the Eagles. Season is cooked, and today there was a lot of injuries in this game, as there always was. Penalties were crazy. It just was ugly game. This the season in a nutshell. Like, this season has been absolutely abysmal, and today was no different. The Niners had 11 penalties for 90 yards. 90 yards, 11 penalties. Like, special teams was terrible again. Jake Moody. Did you see Kyle Shanahan he was livid, absolutely livid through the iPad when Jake Moody missed the 41-yard field goal. That wasn't good. Ricky Pearsall got chewed out on the sideline. He made mistakes. Debo Samuel showed up today. That was amazing. George Kittle, he's great. Brock Purdy, O-line was not great for him, and he struggled. You need to build an O-line. There was a lot of injuries on the O-line. Jalen Moore went down. Who else went down? Aaron Banks went down. He has an MCL injury. The team was already depleted. I'm telling you, man, Jake Brendel, not a good center. He's not. They got to get a new center. Colton McKivitz, he's not that great. He made some big-time mistakes, holding penalties. And the thing about the Niners is Brock Purdy went and he bought his offensive linemen these Toyota trucks. I tweeted out, I'm sure a lot of other people did, they didn't deserve the trucks after today. Like, those offensive linemen, they should return all those trucks back to Brock Purdy, because it was not, they didn't deserve it today. Like, they had him running for his life. And obviously he made some bad decisions just in general. Like, that interception at the end was bad. He faced pressure all day. So, ugly game. Niners, man, this was a brutal season. The trenches have been just gut-wrenched, and there was a point in the game where the broadcast, they were like, you would think that the Niners defense would come out strong and show a new identity without Devondre Campbell. It just don't have an identity this year. And then Dre Greenlaw hurt himself. Fourth play of the game, his calf on the right side, not the left side where he injured in the Super Bowl, his other calf, probably from overcompensating. That happens. Now you're putting so much stress on your body and you overcompensate when he hurt his right calf. So I'm going to miss some time. I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. 2 more games. Is it really worth putting Dre Greenlaw out there? I mean, it was amazing to see him come back. I know he's trying to play for that contract, but you got to shut it down. He knew, he was like, I don't want to go out there and aggravate anything or cause a new injury or whatever. So it was rough, man. Rough. Let's take a look at some of these comments. Disappointed as usual. Sad to see the team go down. Sorensen is asked, but Steve Wilkes was also asked. I think Steve Wilkes was better. But, yeah, Sorensen is not good, man. They need to change a lot of things. Obviously, special teams, defense. Just a lot of things need to change with this team. Kyle Shanahan, people figured him out. Like, this is Mike McDaniel. The guy, Mike McDaniel, learned from Kyle. Like, they been in the league together for many years. Like, this is teacher and the student just beat the teacher. Obviously, I know the Niners have injuries, but you can't make that excuse every single week, man. You can't make that excuse. You still had chances to win. The Niners still had, despite all the issues, all the flaws, all the mistakes, still had multiple times where they could have won this game. Jake Moody field goal was terrible. The interception was terrible. Like, Debo Samuel showed up today. Wow. George Kittle, like you said in the car, I see something in the comments. George Kittle's George Kittle. They just don't have it this year. It's a bad year. Stephanie says, I'm over Jake Moody. Yeah. Have I heard anything about the NFL wanting to extend the season? I heard that they're trying to get 18-game season, maybe another bye week in there. They're trying. They've been rumored to do that last couple of years. So, story of our season. David says Kyle got owned by his friends. Sad. Kittle's still the same MVP. Yeah, Kittle's the man. Kittle definitely, Kittle is a beast, man. This guy gave it 100% today. There was no reason to go out there and do what they had to do, but Kittle played with heart. I'm going to give Debo his credit today, man. He balled out. I do think Debo probably is like, I got incentives to hit, but whatever motivates you to hit that, play a good game, it's good. And I think he heard all the criticism over the last couple of weeks. So, kudos to Debo, man. He did play good, and I'm going to give him his flowers today. But I think he's trying to figure out, whether he's going to stay with the Niners or not. He knows he needs to put good games together to finish out strong. So the Niners see Debo and he kind of cooks it up these next 3 weeks, that's going to be good trade value for him. He might be auditioning for the Dolphins next year. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like, this is a team that could use him. Niners might trade Debo. Who knows? He might stick around for one more year. But whatever it is, I know Debo's trying to put some good film out there, finish the season strong, and I guess you love to see that. One good game since week 6. Yeah, no, I know. But it's good to see him finally play, but he's been dog trash all, since weeks. He hasn't played good. But, I know there's injuries, this and that. I'm not going to give him the excuse, but this is where I think Debo finally was like, yo, I got to put some good games out there to finish out strong, because end of the season, Niners might try to trade me. I need to show teams I have value. I think that's a big part of this, but also I think he was tired of hearing everybody dog him out and bully him, and bullying works. Today, it was proof. He's auditioning for the Chiefs. Last play was horrible. Julius says, don't switch up on Purdy, Debo, and Shanahan because of one unexpected season. Yeah, but they've had other bad seasons before. It's not like, I don't know. Maybe players, maybe team, maybe Kyle needs a fresh start somewhere. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting offseason. That's all I know. Brock Purdy, though, let's talk about it. I don't think he's worth $60 million. I like Brock. He's a good quarterback. This is their franchise quarterback. You don't want him to go through a whole nother quarterback process. Like, I get that. You found your guy. But they need to fix that O-line first and foremost, because no matter who you throw back there, it's going to get, not a lot of time to throw. They're not doing the quick passes. They're not using the motion. Today was nice. They were throwing some screen passes today. That was the first time I had really seen them consistently do that. So mix that in. You got to get rid of the ball quick when you're getting a lot of pressure. So that was good. But I don't know, man. Purdy, $60 million. I just don't think that's the right move. I think he's great. I think he's a good young man. I think he's a humble young leader. Fantastic what he does for this team in terms of being humble and everything like that. But I just think you pay Brock, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run. You need to develop the O-line. You need to get some O-linemen. You need to build those trenches up. So we'll see. Niners have the 11th pick of the draft right now. As it stands, if they finish the season today, Niners would have the 11th pick of the draft. So get a quality offensive line. They need to get a tackle. We don't know if Trent Williams is coming back. Like, let's be honest with ourselves here. Who knows? Is Trent coming back? Like, he might just end it. I know he says he's wanted to play to his 40s and this and that. It's been a rough year for him. The injuries, lost a child. All that kind of stuff mentally adds up. He might want to call it a career. So Niners definitely need to get the heir apparent, and they just need to fix the O-line, period. So maybe you get the best tackle in the draft. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll see. Right now, 11th pick. If they lose the next 2 games, they might have a top 10 pick for sure. Chris Teal says Shanahan is an offense coordinator, not a head coach like his dad. I don't know, man. He just hasn't been able to get over the hump as a coach, and even this year, as terms of offensive coordinator goes, he just hasn't been creative. I know he hasn't had his main weapon, Christian McCaffrey, and others, Brandon Ayuk, but O-line too. I mean, this is his team. This is his O-line. So, that's on him for putting these pieces together. But yeah, he definitely has struggled as a head coach. Can't get over the hump. I mean, maybe, like I said, maybe a fresh start would be good for him. And a lot of people say you got to keep Kyle. You can't get rid of him. It's a business, man. You want to win Super Bowls. And do you think you're going to be able to rebuild now and retool with Kyle Shanahan? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I think he'll stick around, at least give him one more year, run it, get your team healthy, because this year was bad for everybody. They were banged up, wear and tear, several years of making it deep, nothing to show for it. I think that mentally wears you down. I think it physically beats you up. And this is the results of this season. I mean, they're playing on backups and third stringers and fourth stringers. So, it was a very frustrating year. And now that we're officially out of the playoffs, like, we don't have to sit here, oh my God, can we win? And path to the playoffs and all this stuff. It's kind of nice to know, okay, the next 2 weeks, just go out there, play, do what you got to do, develop some young players, go develop Ricky Pearsall, go develop Jacob Cowing. Go let these young bucks play, man. Let them go out. There's nothing to lose. Don't play your starters. See what you got, because you need to see what, guys like Malik Mustafa, Renardo Green, Ricky Pearsall truly have in these next couple of weeks. Because you're building with these guys. These are your building blocks. You really need to see what else do we need. Do we really think Ricky Pearsall can be a wide receiver one? Do we really think Jacob Cowan can be something for us. You have 2 games to really see where these players are at. What do you need to figure out to help them get better? Where are your weaknesses? What can you develop? So I think these next couple of weeks, they're important in terms of developing the team. You're not really playing for anything. Well, you're not playing for anything. So go out there, let them play, and see what you need to get better with this offseason, and see what guys are worth bringing back. Because there's going to be a lot of free agents that some of them you don't need to bring back. So Kyle needs a holiday. The whole team does. So I think that's one silver lining you can take away from this season of not making the playoffs. Team gets a little bit extended break. They've been fighting deep into the playoffs year in, year out. I think they kind of need the break. They really do. They need to have that moment of just clarity because they've been fighting deep every year. I mean, we love it. It's great. But it does take a toll on you. So maybe the extra rest will be good for them. So sell the trucks. Debo needs a Big Mac. Full offseason to get right, says Rob. Yeah, it is. Am I going to another game this year? Tapped out of games. No. I'm not going to go watch the Niners and Detroit. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to watch at home and stay home and enjoy my comforts of my house and relax. And just, I kind of need a break too. So, going to the games and getting content and do it. I love it. I mean, I still going to post and everything. You know me, I'm going hardcore, but it's kind of nice, man, to have that little break. I think I need a mental break from going to the games and posting content and doing all that. It's just a lot of work. So next 2 games, I'm going to stay home and watch. It is what it is. But 2025 will definitely be back and better than ever and go to all the games. I went to a lot this year. I went to a couple of games this year. Went to Green Bay. So, good times going to the games, but I'm going to stay home and watch the rest from my couch. Like we'll be watching the playoffs from. So, my man Young CJ says, what about Moody? You got to go, bro. You're right, Young. That boy, I can't. When he missed that kick, even Kyle was pissed. Even Kyle was sick. Hold on, I got to charge. Hold up. Even Kyle. You see, Kyle was livid, bro. He was livid. He threw the iPad. He was sick to his stomach, bro. He was sick. I don't blame him. Mark my calendars. February 8th, 2026, Super Bowl 60 comes to the Bay. I know. Hopefully we're there. Christine says, thanks for everything you do. Merry Christmas to you and your family. Merry Christmas to you. Appreciate you. Thanks for all the support, everybody, out there. It's been a wild season. So I do appreciate everybody sticking around and following and keep supporting. Because, I'll tell you what, man, during these times, a lot of people unfollow. A lot of people hate, I'm going to lose a bunch of followers. I know how it goes. So, people are tapped out. They don't want to deal with it. You see some real fans that tap out, and you see some bandwagon fans that tap out. Like real fans unfollow too, because they just don't want to be immersed. And I post a lot, so I get it. So appreciate all the support to everybody out there. Yeah, Kyle threw that bad, bro. He wasn't feeling it, CJ. Oh man, Moody equals duty. Yeah, he's bad, bro. He's 3rd round kicker. I said it when they drafted us. A lot of pressure on a kicker. He's always gonna have to live up to the expectations. And he goes out there and just sails kicks out, bro, like left and right. I'm like, come on, man. Like that just kills the morale of a team. You go and you drive down the field because the Niners did drive down the field. They got stymied in the red zone as they always do. And then, okay, here's your kicker. Boom, you miss. It's like, okay, all that work for nothing. I think the team pisses him off, man. That's why Debo was sick a couple weeks ago. And I get it. Debo hasn't been locked in himself. But, I mean, like, that's just the mood you feel. Like, you go all the way down. You put in all this work. Kittle goes down, gets 20 yards. Debo gets 10 yards. Like, you chunk these plays together. You get a big run from whoever's running back. And then you're like, okay, we're about to score. And then, of course, you get stopped because that's what happens. But then you're like, at least we can leave with 3 points on this drive. And you miss. So it's like all that work that these skill players do is for nothing. So I get the frustration that the team may have had against, fucking Moody. So appreciate you, Renee. You with me till the wheels fall off, my man? Appreciate it. I've been for the good and the bad, always an honor. Absolutely, Alexander. And this is one of them bad ones for sure. My man says, positive from today, Niners get a higher draft pick and Devane Ashane won your fantasy league. Good for you. You won the fantasy league because Devane Devon Ashane. Good stuff, man. Jake Moody going to be pressing his foot on that gas pedal for the DoorDash orders. Might even miss turns doing that. And he better figure something. He might. I need Jake Moody to learn how to put the fries in the bag, man. Because he ain't it, bro. He ain't it. My man Lawrence says main focus next year should be getting better in the red zone for Kyle. You're supposed to be a genius. This red zone this year has been abysmal. It is just so bad. You have the Avengers, right? I get it. You had injuries, but come on, man. That really was disgusting. Like red zone woes have been bad. Just a lack of creativity. Like they just don't have creativity. Brock Purdy regression, offensive line, penalties, special teams, and defense in general. Run defense specifically has been horrible. I feel like the secondary play has been better than most on the defense. Run defense has been bad, but Renardo Green, he's had some big plays this year. Diamond Lenore, he played great this year when he was in. Charvarius Ward, he's had to play through some really rough adversity. I honestly, if Charvarius Ward makes a bad play right now, it's like he's out there. I can't even get mad at the guy, but he's played okay. For going through everything he's had to. So secondary, I'm cool with this year. It is what it is. Hold up. People be blowing me up, man. Can't even go live sometimes because people be just blowing the phone up, man. They want to talk Niners with me, but that's why we got the live, so you can chop in and talk with me. Kyle was vanilla. We could see the jet sweeps a mile away. Yeah, for sure. To be honest, when the Niners lost the handicap Rams, the first game of the Cardinals, I knew the Niners were in trouble. The game that Rams game where they choked the lead, they were up 10 points. And then, the Rams were beat up. They didn't have Puka. They didn't have Cooper Kupp. They were banged. They were so banged up. And I'm like, oh, I was like, yo, it's going to be easy win this night. It's going to be, it is. But I knew it was going to be, competitive because it's the NFC West division match. Division matchups are always tough. But I was like, Niners should cook them up. They blew that game. When Tutu Atwell blew us out and got that big, 75-yard bomb, I knew. I was like, oh, the Niners going to lose this. And that Cardinals game really showed their true colors. That showed who they really were this season. A team that can't close out games. They had a lot of issues. They just didn't have that killer instinct, man. My man Chris says, would you bring in Joey Bosa to join his younger brother on that D-line? Yeah, it'd be cool to see the Bosa brothers, but how much does Joey Bosa have left? He does get hurt. And with the Niners and their medical staff, I don't know, it'd be risky. But excuse me, sorry. I've always liked Joey Bosa. I've always thought that'd be cool. But I think, yes, it's a cool idea. That'd be great. But I think the Niners need to get younger. They need to get stars that are young, man. 25 and younger especially at that position. You need some juice, man. You need some dogs at that position because Leonard Floyd, good player. He's played well this season. What, 31, 32? You can't have a guy that's in the second half of his career and expect him to be like that juice for your team on that defensive line. So as cool as Joey Bosa would be to have with his bro, I need a younger guy. I need an edge rusher that's just got that motor running, man. I thought they were going to have that in Robert Beal. Guy didn't even suit up today. He's done. They need defensive linemen just as much as they need offensive linemen. Everybody says the Niners need to get O-line, and I 100% agree with you. But the Niners need to get defensive linemen. Absolutely. So, future looks dim, says Shane. Right now, because it's a losing season, but we'll see how the offseason. You got to see how the offseason goes. You can't judge it right now. My man Mario says, how much do you think Purdy will get? Whew. I still think they're going to give him a big bag, bro, 55. Close. I think they're going to give him a lot of money, man. And I don't think you should. I don't think you could give him over 50. It's tough, man. I like Brock, but you need to build that O-line. You give him $60 million and you get like a mid O line, it's gonna be the same problems no matter what, man. 60 mil is a lot. 60 mil is a lot. But then what do you do after that? If you don't want Brock Purdy, what do you do? You're not gonna take Kirk Cousins, although Kyle might. It's gonna be interesting, guys. Lawrence, appreciate you. Happy holidays to you. 55 to 60 would be like 35 to 45 in a few years from now. I mean, I get that the salary cap's going up, but ridiculous. It's still crazy to give him that money, man. I know that the cap goes up, and then people are gonna say he's better than Tua, he's better than Lawrence, he's better than this Dak, and people will say that stuff. But just because he's beaten them and everything doesn't mean they should pay him that money. I don't know. We're gonna argue this topic all year. I think the Niners are gonna give him 55 to 60, somewhere around there. I don't think he should get that much money. I mean, and I hate to say it, man. You watch these games this season, he's regressed. He's made bad plays. He can't hit the deep pass. People don't like to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They're going to defend Brock to the end. I'm just going to keep it real, man. He can't hit the deep pass. He can't hit the money play. Time and time again this season, he's had opportunities to win the game, and I know he's got the O-line, this and that. Other quarterbacks have bad O-line too, but they make those plays when it matters most. Today, he made a horrible interception. That's it. Bottom line. What about the Eagles? Jalen Hurts. Yeah, he lost. He went out of the game with a concussion. Kenny Pickett came in. Kenny Smallhands Pickett, and JD5 went absolutely crazy in that fourth quarter. Man, Commanders came back, won that game. They had five turnovers, and they won that game. Crazy. Because JD5 just like turned it up. Good quarterback. I can see why Ayuk wanted to play with JD5, man. He's a good quarterback. Adam Peters got to be hyped up, bro. Adam Peters hyped up, bro. He's happy, dude. I'm happy for Adam Peters, but yeah, Commanders beating the Eagles put the nail in the coffin. That was brutal, man. What do you guys feel? How do you guys feel not making the playoffs? Are you guys okay with it? Are you okay with like the rest? You guys gonna take a little break? Like it's holiday season's pretty much done. Once the holiday season's done, the Niners season's done. You got early exit. What are we gonna do? It's crazy, man. Young CJ Robert Salah needs you. Yeah, I would like that. Renee says I'm still standing with Brock. He's better than Jimmy G and Kaepernick. I mean, yeah, for sure he's better than Jimmy and Cap, but like, how much better? Jimmy was mid, bro. But at the same time, Kyle made Jimmy look better than he probably was because he's never done anything around the league. So maybe Kyle's helped Brock look better than he is. Like, what would Brock be if he wasn't on the Niners on this scheme? I don't know. It's definitely a good question. And I'm not sitting here saying Kyle's the greatest quarterback or coach in the world, but he had Nick Mullins looking decent for a minute. Kind of fooled us with that guy. He had Matt Ryan looking like a dog. This Purdy contract's going to be crazy, guys. That's all I know. I don't know. Let's see. Any questions out there? I feel bad for Dre Greenlaw. He really gutted it to get out there this season. He played. They shut it down last week. He tried to play again today, and it just I think one thing the Niners need to do is just better injury management. I don't know about their trainers or what, but it just seems like there's some flaws in that training staff because they've played people through injury. Like Fred Warner literally played through a broken bone. I mean, kudos to him for being a dog, but what if he could have ruined his career playing through it, I don't know, man. It's been a rough year, and it's been a weird year with injuries, and they try to play these guys through the injuries. We're on our fourth running back, Patrick Taylor. You can definitely see the drop off of talent from Patrick Taylor to CMC to Patrick Taylor. Is huge drop off of talent. You can't just have any running back. People joke, "Oh, Kyle make any running back look good." I mean, yeah, maybe Patrick if he had a few games under his belt with the Niners, but he just didn't have that juice, man. That's the other position is we love running backs because we use them, but we're going to definitely need a running back this draft. Elijah Mitchell, he was on the injury reserve all year. I don't think he's worth bringing back, so you got to get rid of him. You're down to Mason, who's going to be a restricted free agent. You're going to have to pay him decently. Then you got Isaac Garendo. Okay, CMC, will he be back to form? You need insurance policy on all three of them because Garendo so far, hamstring issues. Mason, he got banged up for the first time in his career. He was a big-time starter. Isaac Garendo, for the first time in his career, is a big-time starter, and they just couldn't hang it. So you're going to need depth, man. This medical staff, too, I question a lot about him. You had Nick Bosa play through the injury, came back. He just hasn't been the same. Trent Williams played through an injury. You could tell he wasn't 100%. So, if they're not healthy, they're not healthy. You need to get better depth. Man. Purdy been forcing throws in crunch time. I agree. He's trying to be the hero. Like Brock Purdy's trying to be the hero. And that's, I guess it's commendable to be like, okay, you're the guy. You're trying to prove you can be that Josh Allen type. You're trying to be the guy to win the games. But in the end, you're just losing the games because you're not making those plays. Now, he's only been in the league 3 years. Can he get better? He absolutely can. But how much better? How much more can he improve? What is his ceiling? What's his floor? Is he, at his floor? Is he still have a little bit more ceiling to get to? We don't know how much better Brock Purdy can be. I don't know if he could be like this Josh Allen type guy. Although, Allen in his first few years, he was up and down. He had interception problems. And now look at him. So there is room to grow for quarterbacks. But I don't know how much more room there is to grow for Brock. Mario. So he says, at least we're not getting blown out. Yeah, that's true. We lost. It kind of sucks because we're in these games. That's what's so frustrating is the Niners have blown a lot of games. They've been so close. And then they fall apart. And they just can't win it. So in a sense of next year, if we can figure out how to make those close games a win instead of an L, yeah, we're back in the dance next year. So absolutely. It's all in perspective and how you look at it. And this team could have won several games. But that's why it's so frustrating because you had the Rams. You had the Cardinals, you had the Seahawks, 3 division games you had. Okay, maybe the Dolphins game you could have won. So that's 4 games. Even the Rams last week, it's 5 games. We got 6 wins right now. You give me 5 more wins, that's 11 wins. Big difference. So yeah, win those early games or win those games that are close. But that's the reason the Niners aren't winning because they can't figure out a way to win those games. They can't make the adjustments. They make too many penalties. They have too many turnovers. They make too many mistakes. And that's what separates you from a good team and a bad team. So penalties were our biggest issue this year. Yeah, that was one of the biggest issues for sure. So it is what it is. It's draft season, Niners fans. It's been ugly. I'm upset. You're upset. What's Brock Purdy going to get paid this offseason? I don't know. Should Brock Purdy even play these last 2 games? Because if he goes and throws stinkers out, he might not want to play these games. He might not look good for his contract. Maybe they just shut him down. I honestly think the Niners should just shut him down, play the younger guys. I know we're not sitting here saying play to lose the game or whatever. Still play hard, but whether you win or lose, it's not going to make it different. You're not fighting for a playoff spot. Go out there, play your ass off, get your young guys in there, develop them, and take whatever happens, win or loss. If you win, great, cool. If you lose, great, cool. You got nothing to play for the rest of the season. I know you got pride, but just play, man. Play your younger guys. Don't get anybody else hurt. Don't get any more people hurt. What if Nick Bosa gets knock on wood, a bad injury to finish the season? What if one of these guys gets a bad injury to finish the season? So I don't know. I'd rest a lot of people and see what the hell you have on these reserve players. So Purdy, will people be on the Purdy hype train when he bounces back next season? I hope he bounces back. If not, this can be ugly. But anyways, you guys have a blessed rest of your night. We're going to see what's up, post some content, maybe see what's up. But watch this Sunday night game. You guys have a good rest of your night. It sucks. It's been an ugly season, but we're all going to be going through this together. I'll be live. We'll go through this tough year, man. But it's just not one of them. It's one of those years, man. We can't always have great years. I wish we could. I wish we could have won a Super Bowl. I wish we would have won a Super Bowl last year. But you guys have a good, happy, good Christmas. Happy holidays. I'll probably be on live before Christmas in the next, maybe tomorrow. and then it's New Year's, and then it's Christmas Eve and then Christmas. So I'll probably be live tomorrow. You guys have a good rest of your night. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, man. That's tough, but what are we gonna do? We can't cry about it. We can't change the outcome. The season's cooked. You take your L's. There's a lot of bigger things than football. So, enjoy the time with your guys' family. If you're out of school, enjoy it. If you're off of work, enjoy it. And take care of yourselves. Appreciate y'all, man. Give me Brock Purdy's money. Y'all have a good one.